when it comes to disruptive innovation. I believe that there are individuals who are reading our research and saying, hey, this makes a lot of sense. I didn't know this. I did not know
that you were going to totally sell out of Palantir. Holy data.
There are 5 platforms involving 14 different technologies that, if we're right, are going to move from being valued in the equity markets, public equity markets, at $10 trillion to roughly $210 trillion within the next 8 years. That's a 46% compound annual rate of return. There is one
company that Ark Invest had invested in big in all of their ETFs, which is Palantir, but they only reported an annual revenue growth of 30% or greater through 2025. So I guess that didn't fit into the 46% minimum growth rate or CAGR that Ark Invest required. Hello. Palantir stock literally fell off a cliff pre-market yesterday after the announcement that the Ukraine were getting invaded. Now, if you look at what happened, Palantir stock actually went up 13.42% on the day. But if you look at and include the pre-market low, we're talking close to 25% gain in one day. Now, why is that? And let's drill into some recent news regarding Palantir and where I think we could see Palantir moving in the near future. And why, oh why, has Cathie Wood completely sold out of Palantir? Stay tuned for this and more. Well, unless you've been living under a rock for the last few weeks, you probably know that there is a situation escalating, and I mean escalating, in Russia and Ukraine. So, what is going on? This man looks like he wants to invade, and this country is saying we're having none of it. But what does it mean for Palantir and Palantir stock? I want you to listen very carefully to what Alex Karp mentions in his last earnings call about crises and what it means for Palantir's business.
If you just look at that chart I showed you with the CAGR on Foundry, these are the most important programs for a dangerous world. Now, can't go into all the details, but we used to debate with people, especially my academic friends, if the world was dangerous. Palantir Foundry valuable is that it's not really industry dependent, and this is crucial for us because our sales force is so nascent. So we're very dependent on where either there's a crisis.
As the conflict heats up, oil surges to above $100 per barrel for the first time since 2014. That is in itself a huge warning as to what may come. And we know for a fact that when in times of crises, such as conflict, intelligence will dominate. And what does Palantir do? They are fully intertwined with the US intelligence government agencies. And then you had Alex Karp talking about expansions in Europe.
If we're right that America to Europe 18 months, the rest of this company only has to grow everything besides Europe, commercial 38% to get 30% growth in aggregate.
I can see big players in Europe reaching out to Palantir this year, particularly if the escalation continues to rise. So what news do we have on Palantir? Well, on the 22nd of February, 2 days ago, Palantir receives a $34 million software order for Army Intelligence Data Platform, and this is according to Defense Daily. So, Palantir Technologies has received a $34 million software procurement order, now known as the Army Intelligence Data Platform. This is the Army's third delivery order. And just a little recap on the power of Palantir's software. Did they really predict a coming black swan event such as this Ukrainian crisis? Remember, back in 2021 of August, Palantir put $50 million on gold bars. Holy smokes. Now that is paying out big right now. Do you see how potentially dangerous Palantir's software with its AI integration can be if they can even start forecasting and predicting future black swan events such as this one? Oh me, oh my.
I have seen it. A Palantir is a dangerous tool, Salaman. Why? Why should we fear to use it?
So why has Cathie Wood and Ark Invest sold out of nearly close to 13 million shares in less than 9 days? Holy smoke, look at this. Ark K, she had 24 million. She's literally got zero now. I don't even count 7,000 as any real position. If you look at Ark Q, 2.4 million down to 5,000. Ark W, 2.9 down to 1,000. And we're not going to talk about Ark G, Ark F, and even Ark X. She almost had 500,000 shares, and now she has 900. Her total aggregate holdings of Palantir are now akin to a retail investor. What the hell is going on with Ark Invest and Cathie Wood? And why is she totally sold out of Palantir? Does it make any sense? Does it? Does it make any logical sense? If you know that Palantir thrives on crises, and the crises right now does not only involve the Ukraine. We are still in the midst of a global pandemic, as captured here in the recent CDC contract win, which is huge for Palantir. For me, I can't really understand this selling out of a stock so innovative and so transformational and transcendent as Palantir. I mean, for me, it's the closest thing on the planet to Tesla, where they were 10 years ago. Right now is Palantir. So why has Ark Invest completely sold out? I mean, in 5 years' time, we could be looking back at this moment in time and seeing this as a huge mistake by Cathie Wood and Ark Invest. But on the flip side, if Palantir stock somehow drops to say $1 per share, we could literally put Cathie Wood in the realm of godlike investor, but I don't see that happening at all, because selling out of Palantir goes against everything that Cathie Wood and Ark Invest have been preaching about for the future and for the transformational technologies that are coming, which include artificial intelligence, AI.
You won't concede that? You think all of these stocks that I read on that list, plus others that are down by significant amounts as well, are really going to come back to the prior levels they were?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And beyond. You'll notice what we do during risk-off periods. And this one has been particularly long, 1 year, which has taken our stocks into bargain basement pricing, I'll say again. But the names you read have migrated into our top 10 because we have concentrated our holdings towards our highest conviction names. And most of the names you read are in our top 10. I think many of them are platform companies. Many of them are going to harness artificial intelligence in a way that others cannot. I mean, Tesla has been the best case in point, and I think we have a lot of Tesla-like stocks in our portfolio. We're really looking for companies that are going to use artificial intelligence and create competitive advantages that no one will be able to catch.
And so when you look at the top 10 holdings of Ark K, the flagship ETF, where is the AI-based company? You could argue Tesla, slightly. You can argue none of the others, in my opinion. So where on earth is AI? Maybe they put it in Ark W, which is the next generation internet ETF, which it states big data and artificial intelligence. So who are in the top 10? Surely someone with AI. Coinbase, Tesla, Bitcoin, Roku, Teladoc, Zoom, Twilio, Spotify, Block, Unity Software. Well, that doesn't strike me as a lot of AI. So Cathie Wood surely needs to come out and clarify as to their position or breaking up with Palantir very soon. It will be very interesting to know the reasons. And I think they need to do this for investor confidence, to totally sell out of one of her most highest conviction stocks in such a short time, after building up such a huge position in the company's stock. It does raise some eyebrows, and we do need to know why. Or maybe we don't.
When I see people so sure that we are wrong, and that they are willing to set up companies simply to short innovation, and to set up funds to short innovation, you know that investor psychology, the pendulum, has swung so far in one direction that if we're right, then the rewards are going to be enormous.
So as all the stars are aligning and Palantir is rising up from the ashes,
Something like the Phoenix rises.
Cathie Wood and Ark Invest have totally sold out. Well, only time will tell if Palantir will rise up or if Cathie Wood did the right thing in offloading Palantir at these prices at a huge loss. Remember, Cathie Wood and Ark Invest average price that they paid for 30 million shares of Palantir was around $22, meaning they made a massive multi-million dollar loss on their sale. So why did Palantir go up 13.42% to close the day yesterday when we know that the Ukrainian crisis just escalated big time? Could this be the reason? The short interest of Palantir is close to 7.15% according to Fintel. Now, don't get it wrong and don't get it twisted. 7.5% short interest on current float is actually a ridiculously high number. But what's even more disturbing is the short sell off exchange, which is essentially the dark pools. And we can see that the short volume ratio has been insane for the last 10 days, reaching highs of 64% and 66%. This is just absolutely crazy. So again, why did the stock go up 13%? Could it be this? Meme stocks soar on bad news for Melvin Capital and Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Are some of these short sellers getting margin called that we have yet to hear about right now? To summarize, Cathie Wood believes the market bottom occurred on January the 27th. I believe, regardless of whether the market bottom occurred or not, Palantir is close to, or if not already past the bottom. So, moving forwards, I believe whether there be crises or no crises, Palantir will still rise up and dominate in the coming 5 years. But with crises, this escalation and exponential growth trajectory that Palantir should be on should be accelerated. Thanks for watching, and please note that at sub $12, Palantir is still on ridiculous Christmas sales in my view. So please take this drill with precaution and always do your own DD. If you found this video informative, then please do me a simple favor and consider subscribing to this channel so you can get a pop-up when a new video is uploaded. I am a simple trader. I try to keep this one simple and will simply see you in the next video.